Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ali's Take coming back with another video here. A little bit late, if you could tell by the title, but the reason why we are here is to talk about Ronaldo's debut and what this means for Manchester United, or, just in simple terms, what I think this means for Manchester United going forward. Obviously, we played Newcastle over the weekend. And I know, this is not a top 6 team. This is not kind of our rivals, right? But these are the teams and the clubs and the games, right, that you got to win and you got to beat to obviously get first and to win the league. I feel like we do have good odds against the top 6 teams or against the top 4 teams here, and as well as in the Champions League. But again, like I said, these are the clubs that you got to beat in order to stay up there and stay in first place. So glad to see us get this, really dominant win. But obviously, what we're going to be talking about is the team and Ronaldo himself. The website I'm using for my source and the stats that I'm going to be going off of is SofaScore, just in case that you guys use another website and see different stats. This video is not going to be, me just going over the numbers of the team, but I am going to go over kind of the match stats here right off the bat. So obviously over, our 4-1 win here, we were looking at, possession of about 64% to 36%, 21 shots to 12 shots, 7 shots on target to 3 shots, as well as, 5 big chances, 2 big chances missed compared to their 1 big chance that they had all game, which is their 1 goal. We had 644 passes to their 365. We had our pass accuracy is about 90% to their 82%. They had more dribbles, obviously, because of the players, the type of players that they have compared to us. We had more tackles, 19 to 17, which is a little bit weird. But obviously, we were playing so high up and we were getting a lot of the tackles in their final third, which is good to see. But, since they were the defending team, they had more interceptions. So 13 to our 4, 21 clearances to our 11. Okay. So just going over the stats here, I feel like we played, if we're just looking at the stats, I feel like you can see how dominant we were compared to them, right? Having like 300 more passes than they did, as well as more accuracy on the more passes that we had. So that's obviously great to hear. Going off Ronaldo here, or our goal scorers. So we had Ronaldo with the 2 goals, Bruno with the 1, and Jesse Lingard with the 1 goal in the 90th minute to kind of secure it up. What do I think about the win? Obviously, the one thing that you get with Ronaldo is the goals. Everybody knows that, regardless if you like him or if you don't. If you call him a tap-in merchant or whatever you want to call him. He's the best striker, I want to say, in the Premier League. Obviously, that's coming off with a little bit of bias here, but just the type of player that he is, this is what you're going to be getting. I thought, before we jump in and go over how he played, I thought Bruno played great. Obviously, Paul Pogba, I think, played, I do want to say probably the best, just because of how much he was doing. I know Ronaldo scored 2 goals, but I think Pogba was holding our team together here. Our defense played phenomenal, as best you can get. Obviously, Luke Shaw playing the best out of our defenders. Jadon Sancho, you could say was probably the worst player, or, had the worst performance on the field that night. But in all honesty, I thought he played great. I know he didn't make the most amount of passes, the most amount of chances, but he played great. I don't think he was a liability, which is good. Obviously, it's only up from here, but you just got to wait for this guy to kind of click with the team, right? So I think he's playing great. Or I thought he did play good. I thought the last couple games that he played, he played great as well. Nemanja Matic, in my personal opinion, I thought was probably at the worst performance. If you're just looking at stats for Jadon Sancho, obviously he's going to have the worst. But I thought, in terms of like what I saw with my own 2 eyes, I thought Nemanja, like, he's just old, man. And I don't want to diss our own players, but he's just old. Some of the passes he was making were really, he's just put him out of place. The thing with him, and he's definitely one of the better defending midfielders that we have on our team. Obviously he comes with the most experience. But the thing with Nemanja Matic is he plays way too deep to get the ball, and he's not like, a player like, he's not like prime Xabi Alonso here, who's getting the ball and he's going to ping you a 90-yard pass, right? And it's going to land right at your feet, right? So he comes and he plays too deep. He gets the ball and he just, pass it to the side, left, right, 5 yards this way, 7 yards this way, 2 yards that way. Like, I don't know. It's such a in my opinion, a waste of time, especially when Maguire already does that. Like Maguire is basically playing center attacking mid sometimes, and he's already making those passes. So Nemanja Matic didn't do that much this game, but again, just with my own two eyes, I thought it was the worst performance here. But so obviously just talking about the last person here, Ronaldo, I thought he played great. For his first goal, it just shows you what type of striker he is. Like if you guys watch the replay here, and I tweeted this out, this guy is like fighting for his life to break off of the defender, right? He knows, even before the shot is shot by Greenwood, right? He knows that he's about to shoot it, and he doesn't know that there's going to be a rebound. Obviously, he doesn't know that it's not going to be a goal, right? But the one thing on his mind is to make sure he can get in the 6-yard box. And if it is if it does fall off him, if he does parry it, he's obviously going to put it in the back of the net. And that's what he does, right? Regardless if you want to call him a tap-in merchant, I think he's, like I said, the best striker in the league as of right now. Definitely comes with a little bit of bias here, but besides that, his second goal was just class. The control, the left-footed shot, everything about that. Luke Shaw, basically sending that through ball through. Why I think he's definitely one of the best left backs in the world with the chances that he creates. But the one thing to talk about here, and like I said, what this means for Manchester United especially, is does he hinder the players around him? Is Sancho playing worse because Ronaldo's on our team, or is Greenwood playing worse because Ronaldo's on our team? For Greenwood, I think yes. I don't think Greenwood is a right winger. I think he plays way better as our striker. One of the best finishers that I've ever seen, especially people around him say he's one of the best finishers that he's ever seen, right? So does it hinder him playing on the right wing? It definitely does. I would love to see a switch up formation and, play with the 2-striker formation, especially with these two guys here. But do I think that it's the end of the world because he's playing right wing some games? Absolutely not. Like, just to be real here, I mean, Ronaldo put in 2 goals, obviously both to put us up both times, right? So obviously it's not the end of the world. Is it hindering him? Is it hindering his progression in, stopping him from reaching his, I guess you can say top potential? I personally don't think so. I mean, obviously Greenwood is still young. Obviously Ole came out and said it's not impossible to leave Ronaldo out. He's 36. He doesn't need that many minutes, as well as Mason Greenwood needs a lot more minutes, right? So I can definitely see Greenwood coming in to play striker and starting some games or relieve Ronaldo out, and I'm sure that's fine with him as well. Depending obviously the situation in the games, but sometimes we're going to need Ronaldo on striker, and that's obviously needless to say. But just in case some people don't realize that, you do need Ronaldo playing striker for some of these games, especially against the top 4 teams, top 6 teams, and especially in the Champions League. The Champions League is basically his domain, right? So do I think it's the end of the world? Obviously not. Pogba. And I'm not too sure if Pogba playing in the center defensive mid position or like the CM position is because Ronaldo's here and we want more people to create around him, but I don't think that's true. I think Paul Pogba playing that left center attacking mids position is, I think I've seen some of the best games from him ever. Right, or some of the best performances from that position when he plays there. But he played great, right? So it's just showing that I think once we get McTominay back, I think that duo there is going to be a lot better. Again, because Ronaldo's here, is it hindering Pogba? Like, do we have to put him in that position because we have to have faster wingers per se around him? I don't think that's true. So I don't think that has anything to do with Pogba. But I thought Bruno played great. With Christian, obviously the goal was fantastic, but even besides that, I thought he played great. I don't think he played phenomenal. I don't think this is the best performance I've ever seen, but I think he played good. And I'm not going to say, even though basing this off of one game, I don't think having Ronaldo here playing him on striker is going to hinder us. I think the player that's going to help the most is Bruno. I think Bruno's not going to have to score as much, right? He's obviously being taken off penalties, and that's what people think his stats are inflated by. But I think he's going to be able to create a lot more. I don't think he needs to be so far up with the strike that we already have, right? And being Ronaldo. So I think it's going to help Bruno the best. The only player that I can see, like I said, that hinders or that Ronaldo is going to hinder is Mason Greenwood because he's going to be out of position, right? We do have Cavani obviously coming back. When Rashford comes back, I think that is going to be probably the combination that I'm excited to see the most with Rashford on the left attacking mid position and Cristiano Ronaldo on striker. And hopefully Sancho's already clicking by then, so he can go back to his right mid position or right attacking mid position. But that's kind of the conversation or the combination that I'm most excited for. I think Ronaldo's going to help this team. And, we said it in our last video, the one thing that he does is because he needs the ball and because he's the one who's going to be scoring the most on your team, he is going to basically be, like we keep saying, hindering some of the players. But I don't think that's the case for this team, right? And that again, that's just my take. We're just basing this off of one game, so we're obviously going to see what happens next. But I think our team played great around him. And that's what happens when you have Ronaldo, right? Your team needs to play around him. The system needs to be around him for him to score goals. Not all the time, but for the most part, right? But yeah, besides that, I thought our team played great. I can't wait to see what's going to come from these guys. And I just wanted to give a quick take on that. But if you guys agree with that, if you don't agree with that, definitely let us know. Definitely let me know. Definitely comment down below. And let me know what your thoughts are. Because besides that, I think we have a very bright future with the team that we have. I think what Cristiano Ronaldo brings to the table is what we needed, and what he's going to give to some of the young players like Sancho and like Mason Greenwood are going to be phenomenal for us, for the future, right? Obviously, when Ronaldo retires, and we have these players left. But like I said, comment down below. Let me know what you think. If you agree, disagree, let us know. But besides that, we are all set. Bye.